As you know, a woodworker requires not only technique or skill in using tools, but also knowledge of species of wood to purchase the best materials for his work. The choice of timber involves selecting the wood species appropriate for the object to be manufactured, as well as judging the quality of that timber. Choosing an appropriate wood species for an artifact determines that object's durability, as well as its special features and characteristics. Each woodworking field has at its disposal a range of wood species, each of which fulfills specific technical, economic, aesthetic, and symbolic criteria. Carpenters tend to use local wood for construction. Akinori Abo, a carpenter known for his top-level carpentry skills who works in the Chiba area, uses Japanese cedar and hinoki cypress for posts and sills. For sills, he also uses hiba arborvitae. The wood used for sills has to be decay-resistant. For sliding doorsills, he uses cherry because it makes the doors slide more easily. Cherry is hard and hardly ever wears out. It is hard to buy the best material because you will have many rivals. He wants to buy some good logs this year, in early spring, because they cut down trees in winter, so the first logs appear in early spring.
春先に今年もいい丸太買おうと思って、だいたい冬に切るんでね。だから春先に市場に出てくるんで、それをなるべくいいものを買えるように。でもいいものってみんなライバルが多くって、だいたいもう建具屋さんとかね。
When a carpenter buys a wood species, he bases his choice on the wood's intended use and the properties required. When he cuts the wood and decides the place where it will be used, he takes note of the color and grain of the timber. According to Akinori Abo, the balance between all factors is important. In the field of carpentry, the wood selection is governed chiefly by such economic and technical criteria as durability, strength, and resistance to decay and warping. Aesthetic criteria, however, are also taken into consideration when choosing wood for Japanese-style rooms, where aesthetic considerations play an important role.
どのくらいオーバーサイズに引いてるの最初1回目は。
これはおおむね15ミリです。
あ、15ミリ。
仕上がり、はい、製材で仕上げるよりも15ミリ分増しで、おおむね。
これ2度引きするのにこれ最初オーバーサイズで引いておいて、無駄に後で捨てるようなこと
そうですね。
ちょっとなるけど
ありますけれどね。
やっぱり家建ててからは家に不具合起きない。
どれくらい寝かすの？まあ年早くても年だと思います。
そうなんだ。
長いのは3年以上かかるのありますけれど。
まあこれも悪くないけどやっぱりもう音が違うもんね。じゃあこれ製材してあれだね配達してもらって。
Proper seasoning, or drying of the wood, is a time-consuming process but is essential to the successful creation of a wood product, for it determines the workability of the wood and durability of the final object. In the fields of carving and sculpture, particular attention is paid to grain and color, as these features play an important role in determining the expressive qualities of the final object. However, precise technical criteria must also be met. Wood intended to be made into a mask, for example, should have a fine grain that will not split, in order that the contours of the mouth and eyes can be carved with extreme precision. Since an actor wears the mask for quite a long time, it must also be light. These exigencies present a contradiction, however, because solid wood with a fine grain is usually heavy, and light wood does not allow for detailed carving. Paulownia is a light wood and is therefore appreciated as material for masks. But the contours of the eyes and the lips cannot be carved as precisely as with camphor wood. The latter wood, however, is relatively heavy. A third wood species, hinoki cypress, particularly bisu hinoki from the Kiso area, offers a fair compromise. Although it can, under certain circumstances, split easily. It is very suitable for carving. According to Muko Oshi Uoboku, wood destined to become a Buddhist sculpture is called misogi. The main wood species used for this purpose are Japanese camphor wood, hinoki cypress, and Japanese nutmeg, although other wood species, such as katsura or cherry, may also be used. As has been previously mentioned, a tree struck by lightning or growing on a sacred area may be selected as well. The criterion governing wood selection, in this case, seems to be mainly religious in nature. Magemono, or bentwork artifacts, are everyday objects and are made primarily of local softwoods, which are easy to split. In the Kiso area, hinoki cypress, Japanese thuya, and sawara cypress form the main materials used in the manufacture of bento or lunch boxes. Soichi Tsuchikawa explains that the superiority of the hinoki cypress is due to the fact that it does not expand or shrink, whereas the other species warp easily. This is an important wood selection criterion, as the lunchboxes are to be coated with Japanese lacquer, a process that demands a very stable wood. Sour cypress is mainly used for the bottom of the lunchboxes. Japanese thuya is the species that split best, but its brownish color is not appreciated. In the north of Honshu, notably in Akita Prefecture, the main species used for bending are Akita cedar, and a variety of hiba arborvitae. Akita cedar is used uncoated, whereas hiba is used for lacquered boxes. The provenance of the wood, its intended use, its cleavability, and its price are the main criteria governing what wood will be used to make these everyday artifacts. Aesthetic criteria may play a secondary role, however, especially when the finished surface is to be left in an uncoated state.